Welcome back, everybody, to tank video number 11. So I am working on the outboard rib of the tank here for most of this video, and then I think I move over to the J channel. But for this video, I'm putting in that outboard rib, and I did decide to put a little bit of tank sealant in between the outboard rib and the skin itself, just for safety's sake, I guess I would call it. I'm not real sure what I would call it, but I didn't feel comfortable not putting any and just putting the fillet in there. So I did decide to put a little bit. You can kind of see some coming out there as I'm squeezing it. And the outboard ribs and the inboard rib, the outboard rib and the inboard rib are the easiest ones to do because you can use your squeezer. It's nice and easy. You don't have to worry about it. They line up pretty good. You'll see me here mess with one of the bottom ones because it was a little bit, there was, you know how rivets get. Sometimes they're, just off by a hair and it's impossible to get them in there and you kind of have to work stuff around. But I did get the outboard ribs into both of them. What you're seeing is the right tank here. It's the one I got done first, but I was working on the left tank as well at the same time, and so a couple of ribs would get in on the left tank while I was working on the right tank, and so you're not going to see a whole lot of left tank stuff, left tank videos. I do have some um, interesting things on the left tank that I will show in some videos coming up. I'll just highlight them. You won't see the whole left tank getting built because you've seen the whole right tank getting built and it's exactly the same thing. But there were a couple of things I do want to point out, so I will have like a left tank, highlights reel for you here in a couple of weeks that you can see some of the other things I did on that tank maybe that were a little bit different or things I struggled with. But you saw me kind of with my soft mallet pounding on that rib to kind of get it to line up. I don't know if that's right, but it worked. It got, you just kind of wiggle the stuff. I also have a punch, and that seems to work well too. So we'll see.
There's that guy. Okay, for the J channel, that's what I'm on now. I'm gonna guess it's about the same as I did for each of the ribs. So I'm gonna do 30, which will give me a little bit more than the 28 I was doing. So we'll see. Hopefully it's enough. And I'll let you know if it is.
Spoiler alert, it was not. I did need a little bit extra. I didn't want to waste your time, you watching me mix up stuff, so I just skipped through that. Here I am putting the tank sealant on the J channel. And it has you put the tank sealant on the J channel and then slide it in, and there is barely enough room. And I probably should have moved my car out of the way there. There is barely enough room to get that to slide it in without taking a whole bunch of the tank sealant off of the J channel. And you could kind of see me there. I was adding a little bit more back to the front end of the J channel as I was sliding it in because some got, kind of scraped off. And that's pretty much it. You put in the rivets. You don't need to see that, obviously, because you know how to put in rivets. Then you rivet in the rivets. You don't need to see all of that, obviously. So here's me finishing up with the first pass. Now I'm going to remove all of the clecos, put in more rivets, which I won't bore you with, put in more rivets, and then cleco in the rivets again. So that was literally like an hour's worth of work you just had in like 15 seconds there. But it's the same process. You cleco it in every other one, put the rivets in the open holes, rivet it, take the clecos out, put the rivets in the ones you just removed the clecos from, rivet it, and you're good to go. Oh, and then the stand is kind of in the way for a couple of them, so I did have to kind of move it down a little bit and get those last couple. And I messed up on one. You could hear me kind of drilling out one and see me in the shadow there. But yeah, there was a bad one. I took it out, and you kind of have to clean up when you use intake sealant. You have to clean up the hole a little bit because it leaves little, when you drill it out, it leaves little bits of flakes of aluminum, and so you gotta have to kind of clean it out with some acetone a little bit, put a little bit more tank sealant on there, and then do another rivet. Um, Squeeze another or buck another rivet on there. Um, but that's pretty much kind of standard operating procedure. And then here I am just putting the chocolate chips on top of the rivets. I think I called in a previous video, I called them cherries. They're chocolate chips. That's what they look like. And that's me just putting the chocolate chips on the rivets for the J channel.
I ran out of stuff. That was really close, but I got to finish the rivet head, so I'm going to do a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now we can finish those.
So I think I did 5 grams more. Maybe it was 10. Whatever it was plenty. I think 35 total for the J channel is plenty of 35 grams. That is plenty for the J channel, and to do the chocolate chips on the rivet heads themselves. So just so you know, that was the amount I came up with. And I did find that using a longer bit of pipe for the chocolate chips was easier.
So here, I'll show you guys. Okay, J channel's in.
So there you go. J channel is in, and now I'm doing the inboard attach bracket piece that kind of fits in there. And it's pretty easy. There's not a whole lot to that, and I'll end this video actually finishing up on that. So you coat the sides of it, you coat the lip of the the forward section of the inboard rib, and you kind of squeeze it down in there, so it makes a nice little ridge, of tank sealant in there. And you're going to put another fillet in that section, just FYI, a nice thick fillet around that inboard forward rib, around the attach bracket there. And it was pretty simple. Nothing really to talk about with that. You just got to make sure you get enough tank sealant around it to kind of seal it up is all. But I did have a joke, and I know this is way late in the video for a joke, but I figured, what the heck? So who won the neck decorating contest? It was a tie. Okay, so that was pretty stupid. So what about this one? So where is the best place to save your dad jokes? In a database. That one's dumb. Oh, that one's really dumb. Sorry, those were bad jokes. But here you go, finishing up the attach bracket there. I cut out, you didn't see me cleaning up all of the tank sealant for the J channel or for the outboard rib. You spend a lot of time doing that, and the video from Vans is kind of deceiving because it just kind of skips to, oh, see how easy it is and it's perfectly done. Yeah, you spend a lot of time cleaning up and fixing, things. So just be prepared for that. You'll spend, a good half hour, 40 minutes just cleaning stuff. So just be aware. And Austin Mankey he talked about the clecos and just letting them be and then pulling the stuff off of them. And that does work. That is not a bad idea. I don't know. I guess for the last few bits of the left tank, I did not clean the clecos. I left them gooky because they were going to get gooky anyway. And it's just tank sealant gook, which is going to be the same gook that was on them anyway. So I left them dirty and used them, and then at the very end cleaned the clecos. I'm not sure if that's right either, but it seemed to work, and I didn't spend as much time cleaning those things because it can take a lot of time. So as always, have fun. See ya. Talk to you later. Bye.